Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Do We Know Them, episode 179. Really getting up there.
One away from 180, which just feels like insane. Like, that's so many episodes.
I mean, at this point, we're just a well-oiled machine. We're just chugging along. It's gonna be 200 literally in like 3 months or 2 months. I don't know math, but you know.
Yeah, I was like, I don't know the timing on that, but yeah, it sounds right. Also, I'm very excited because Halloween is coming up.
I'm so excited. You guys have no idea.
Plans.
We are so bummed. Like, normally we're dreading Halloween. I don't know. Like, once we did our frenemies for the start of it. Hey, it's frenemies. We're back.
We're back. I get to kill you today.
Why?
10 ways to kill you.
Oh, because what we're doing.
Should I, throughout the episode, find ways to kill you? Like, see that light fall on your head, strangle you with the microphone cord, slap the laptop?
This isn't Final Destination. We're just doing an Addams Family bit.
I'm always thinking about ways to die.
Wow. Do we win some award for that or what?
Where's our Oscar?
That was a bit cringe. Hi guys, welcome back to Do We Know Them, episode 19, Spooky Halloween edition. Ooh.
If you couldn't tell, that's Jessie Smiles.
Hi, I'm Jessie Smiles. I look like a hideous beast. Like, we're just like, we have to follow that up with something. And then we went downhill with Hailey Bieber and Justin. That was horrible.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Do We Know Them? I'm here with Justin Bieber.
Here with my babe, Hailey Bieber. I hate this. I hate this so much.
I do too. I'm so uncomfortable.
What's really great is that I woke up this morning, like the first thing I saw on my phone was I opened the YouTube Studio app and I saw a comment from a viewer that said, for the love of God, basically, please do not be the Hailey Bieber, Justin Bieber launch party costumes because I'm done with that. And I'm like, oh, I literally sent it to Lily. I'm like, got it. Okay, great. Now this year, we're excited about the Halloween
fuck
plans.
that costume. Do you not remember how long I spent bedazzling my necklace for then it to flip and it was backwards? You couldn't even see it the whole fucking episode.
You had a Mean Girls moment. It's true. But Halloween's gonna be so much fun. I think that
Should we tell them the plan?
Oh, should we?
Well, so basically, I said to Jessie that I wished that we could be like Trisha is, where she's just like fucking going like all out into cosplay like every episode. I was like, wouldn't that be fun if we did like all of October, we dressed up every episode? And I was like, by the way, I'm not actually suggesting this because like we can't. I know that we can't do that. And she goes, well, what if we just did like every Friday? And I was like, I still don't have a ton of confidence, but that is more doable.
More doable, yeah. So that's the plan. We are going, I mean, it's going to be a spooky themed October. So if we're not in costume, we're going to have our spooky attire on one way or another.
I ordered a bunch of shirts.
I know. I'm proud of you.
They got here. They're a little disappointing because they were all pretty cheap. But one of them, the execution, questionable, but the concept of it like cracks me up.
Oh, okay, period. Well, we have that planned, and then also every Friday we have costumes planned, and I don't know, I'm so excited. I love dressing up, and all of these costumes, I mean, Lily is doing more funny costumes, and I'm sad. Mine are not as funny. I just wanted to be cool costumes, and I wanted an excuse to dress up. Anyway, it's gonna be fun.
Well,
regardless.
I don't even have all of mine planned.
But the ones you do have planned, I'm like, oh, that's good.
I feel like the girlies will like them. Also, I have begun work on the holiday neons.
So excited to be in our orange and purple era.
No, and I feel like I'm really gonna be stepping up this year. And I was thinking, I don't want to totally overcommit because I feel like it's already almost October. But I was thinking maybe at least for the Friday episodes, what if we had like a little Halloween graphic intro?
What does that mean?
Maybe we like start the episode, but then it's like, welcome to Do We Know Them? And then it plays like a little like.
Can I do a witch voiceover? Hello, ghouls and goblins. Oh my God, that would be so fun.
I haven't even showed Jessie my like base that I'm working off of right now, but I've downloaded like 50 other templates that I can work with.
I'm so excited. I love the holidays. I feel like, why do we like ditch the month of November? We should do like a fall one for November.
Well, honestly, I was telling you, I had to really hold back so much self-control to not buy all of the fall decor at Target because it's just like so cozy and cute.
Love it.
And even my mom, bitch, was like, way to not be a good influence, Mom. She's like encouraging me to do it. And I'm like, Mother, you know how much I bought already for Christmas last year. Why would you be encouraging this?
My mom is the worst. If she even knows there's a pumpkin in the area, it's not safe.
I was dying. I was like, what? What do you, go away. What are you saying? Oh, because I always go to Target like right before it's closing and she'll be like, oh, how was your day? And I'm like, good, I'm at Target. It's like 9:30. And she's like, why do you go shopping so late? I'm like, well, I mean, my day is just starting. But she was like telling me basically like, be safe in like when you're shopping out late. And I was like, honestly, you'd be surprised like how many people are out and about at 9:30 at Target. I said then that the dangerous part is the fall home decor section. And she said, I've refrained from going to Home Goods and Target for precisely that reason. And I said, honestly, if I wasn't already low on storage space and Christmas wasn't inevitably going to make me want more, I would. And she goes, a couple of fall pillows, a throw, some candles for a table centerpiece. I said,
Period.
I have so many pillows already. She goes, maybe just one? I said, do not, what do you, go away.
I would even say like storage spaces are really cheap.
She says that too, but also because I have a bunch of furniture in her husband's like trailer.
She's like, get it out of here.
Since I moved here. My problem is, so I live in a house that's been converted into apartments. So it feels like I'm in a house. I guess there's like a couple shared walls, but it feels very separate. It doesn't feel like even apartments, how they're very loud. Used to that. So because of that though, my section basically is like a bedroom and then probably what used to be like the living room and kitchen, maybe.
Yeah.
So I don't have a bunch of closets. So I literally only have one closet in this room that I'm in I've made my office because it's a bedroom. But even that's pretty small and it is full. And then I have a closet that is where my laundry is, but that's like not really meant for clothes, but I've just made it for clothes. I have so much stuff. I need to get rid of it.
Telling you, get a storage space, jam it all in there.
But what I was getting to is that literally I do have a lot of kitchen storage and I don't do a lot of cooking or anything. So I have Christmas stuff shoved in like all of the cabinets in my kitchen.
Like your tree and shit is in there?
Yes.
Oh my
yes,
God.
Literally.
I remember when we did a cooking video in your house and I don't know if I said like, oh God, you don't have a colander or something like that. You were like so offended. You're like, me not have a colander? I'm like, bitch, you have nothing in here. So you don't know how to make rice, right?
No.
Okay. I legitimately brought like my own fucking cutting board, my own rice cooker, like everything here I brought because I was like, Lily's not gonna have anything.
I would like to point out, I have a very nice cutting board.
Wow.
And I have 11 knives down there.
Wow.
Fuck the police coming straight.
Who opens a bag of rice with a knife like that?
Well, I just assumed you didn't have scissors. This is how we cook rice, okay? You put,
I do have scissors.
wow, you just keep surprising me.
The thing is my mom used to work at Williams-Sonoma.
Oh, period. I love Williams-Sonoma.
So honestly, I had like a ton of like really nice stuff, even in college, which I don't know why she did that because she got such good discounts. And people would either take it or lose it or ruin it. So I don't have as much of the nice stuff anymore. But I feel like I've always had kitchen stuff for when, like, the off chance that I'll need it. I just don't use it.
I think you should get a few fall things. I'm with Mama on this one, gotta say. Fall is the coziest season, and that's why I want to do fall neons. I think that'll be so fun.
Oh, I mean, I feel like I could figure that out.
Throw
I
a
just
freaking acorn in there or something. A fall leaf, perhaps?
Yeah, it just feels like October. I wish they were switched. Like Halloween was November and
Yes.
Thanksgiving was October. So
Like,
then
it'll
you
be
could like
Halloween,
kind of
Christmas.
get away with doing Halloween way earlier.
Yeah, I agree. Well, anyway, guys, we do have some topics to cover, so we'll switch on over to that. Oh, wait, how was the donkeys?
Oh, yes. Guys, I brought for my mom's birthday, which was like 2 weeks, almost 3 weeks ago now. I booked us 2 different experiences it's called the Gentle Barn. It's in Santa Clarita. Highly recommend. They are so sweet. Like the ladies that work there are so nice. The one that brought us around for our second thing, it was like a 2-hour tour. And she's just telling us all of the history about everything. They have different ones. There's also one in Tennessee and one in... I don't remember. I was going to say maybe Michigan, but I think I made that up. There's 3 locations though in different states. So you should look it up. I booked cow hug therapy. Here's a few photos of us hugging the cows.
I was a little disturbed by their eye garments, I must say.
I guess that didn't really throw me off because I horseback rode for years, so fly masks are like pretty standard.
Okay.
We saw them later in the day without their eye masks on, but
I was like, are they have something wrong with the eyes?
by the way, this is a rescue place. They've saved them from like slaughter or like some kind of situation when they were injured. Like not all of them are necessarily wanting to be hugged because they're like still like acclimating to people because they've been like abused
Oh
their
my
whole
God,
lives.
that's literally what I said last episode. I said, what if they don't want to hug you? You're like, oh, they want to hug you. I was like, well, cow consent matters. So I don't
there was
know.
basically there was 3 that were like, have at it. And then the other ones, it's like, okay, well, we have to just approach them like maybe if they're interested, maybe they're not. I don't know. But they're huge because I guess they modify their DNA. So it makes them grow. And I've even a comparison video where it's like a normal sized cow and like how they're supposed to be twice the size at least.
Wow.
Like they're huge. So there was 2 brothers that were they were nice, sat with them for a minute. But then we go inside this barn and there's just this one, her name was Madonna, and she's just huge and very stereotypical, like cow, like black and white spots. She was so soft. Like that was like the thing that caught me off guard the most. So we sat in there with her for a good 25, 30 minutes probably. Here's some pictures. I'll put more. I filmed a ton of B-roll and stuff and just like random things throughout our visit because for the first hour we did cow therapy. Then we had an hour break. And then I had found out on the visits page there was a tour option that did include donkeys.
Were they small donkeys or big donkeys?
They weren't like mini ones, but one of the first ones we saw, literally my mom goes up to it, starts petting it, and it starts using her as like a scratching post. I have a video here.
Oh, how cute.
So she was dying, but it was like not as much like when you see on Instagram when people are like sitting in a meadow cuddling. It wasn't as much like that, but we were just like learning a lot about the animals, getting a tour of the entire property.
Did she like it?
Yeah, she had a really good time.
Oh, good.
It was really fun. I have a ton of video and pictures and stuff that I was thinking I'll put together maybe for the Patreon.
Period. Cow exclusive.
By the way, people keep asking like, oh my God, did you launch it? What the hell?
Oh,
no,
God,
but we
no.
are preparing. We're going to be launching before the new year.
And apparently we're really fucking stupid because us announcing that we were going to get a Patreon, somebody stole our username. We could like the URL.
Okay, that's not even like, that's just weird. Like, I don't get it.
I was just like, what the fuck? I'm never telling you guys anything again. What the hell?
Well, I mean, like, this isn't like the 1990s when people are like buying up domain names so they can sell them. Like, what do you think? Like,
yeah, they're just going to like kick you off and give it to us.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
It's like, we're working with them. They're not going to just be like, sorry, it's taken. Like, no, they're going to kick you off. So if you did that, we're confused.
Yeah, we're very confused. And that was not very demure of you at all. And we're not happy. But what I will
Not
say
mindful, no.
is it's going to be in about like, 4 or 5 weeks-ish. So look out for that.
I responded to someone on Twitter. I was like, before the new year. It'll be.
Way before the new year. Yeah, we have a plan in place. We're gathering our content. We don't want to launch it without having everything ready because that's how panic happens.
Well, and there was a comment from someone that I don't even remember where it was, but it was something in response to the Patreon being like, yeah, right. Like you guys are going to be able to keep up with that. And I was like, to that I say, the reason we haven't done it is because we acknowledged that we weren't going to be able to do it. But now we have someone to, keep us in line and basically harass us to make sure we
literally
have everything we
it's
need
someone
to post.
that's super fucking organized who works with other people who do Patreon. He has a checklist. He tells us this is what I need delivered by this date. Yeah, and we know what content we have to make. We know when we have to have it done by, and it's great. It's gonna be great. We have obligations contractually to oblige. Okay, so we will
like both individually and joint. He's like, Lily, these are your deliverables. This is what you're gonna need to do.
Period. Yeah, there's a ton of stuff. Yep. We're very excited, and it's just nice to have someone who can organize it for us because it was a terrifying thought, and it's why we didn't do Patreon forever. So anyway,
to the whoever's doubted us and said that we were gonna fall short, no, we're not.
Well, those are the same people who said that we weren't going to make it to episode 13, let alone 179. So, we're here and we're ready to work. Okay, girlies, we're pumping out content like a well-oiled
We don't
machine.
like to be doubted.
No, we don't.
Like we operate out of spite. That's when we function our best.
We so do. That is so true.
My funniest material has always come out of situations
pure hatred
of extreme stress.
Yes.
And, I don't like to enter into those situations, but at least something good comes out of it.
Mm-hmm. Anyway, okay, we're getting into the show. Are you ready? We have topics.
Yes.
We do have to cover Mr. Beast. This isn't the longest topic, but it's an update to things that we've been covering for quite a while now. If you guys have been sticking around for our Mr. Beast episodes, it started off as Ava Chris Tyson being exposed for speaking to minors sexually and very inappropriately.
And also maybe Jimmy, but not quite as criticized.
Yeah, true. Jimmy has a whole involvement in that and also allegedly has hired PDF files, if you know what I'm talking about. But one of the things that we covered in that was that Rosanna Pansino was talking to a lot of the people who were involved in Beast Games, which if you don't know what it is, it's both something that started on YouTube. So it was originally like a YouTube original show. And it was kind of like Squid Games, right? What is Squid Games?
I think it literally was Squid Games in real life.
Okay, just like competing for stuff.
No, he like quite literally recreated the exact same thing as Squid Games. Like,
okay.
Like even though with the little like the sugar thing and like the.
That seems like it would be a copyright issue thing. Like if you just steal the Squid Games whole entire structure and then just call it Beast Games.
I guess, but
I don't know.
if you're doing it as like it's not a parody, but you know, like he's not like selling like merch with, you know.
I guess, yeah. But what it actually is a reality competition with 2,000 contestants. That is so many. Holy shit. Competing for a $5 million prize. And the show budget itself, because now it's being funded by Amazon, who I guess bought the Beast Games and is working with Jimmy on it. That budget is $100 million. That is bananas. Absolutely fucking insane. I can't even fathom that number
back
exists.
to what we just talked about, It Ends With Us, and Blake Lively was like constantly being like, oh, it was a low budget film, blah blah, which movie budgets are insane too, but I remember it was 25 million was the budget for that entire movie.
Yeah, it's like I've never even, like, that number will never hit my account. I'll never know it. I will die without seeing it. But anyway, then Rosanna Pansino kind of outed. I feel like people had talked about this, but it wasn't on a big scale until Rosanna started talking about it on TikTok and Twitter and stuff.
And she's been nonstop like adding new stuff in, I feel like, all the time.
Yeah. And contestants started reaching out to her anonymously. And I honestly think that her talking about it is the reason that this lawsuit is happening. So what's happening is 5 unnamed participants are filing a class action lawsuit against Jimmy and Amazon. And all of their names are anonymous because they want to protect their identity, obviously. I feel like, have you ever met a Mr. Beast fan? Like, yeah, I get it,
Well, and if
girl.
there's how many? 2,000 contestants, you said?
Yeah, 2,000.
So then he can't retaliate necessarily against,
A particular one.
because it's like, how would you know which 5 it is?
And I wonder how, I mean, obviously I'm not super well versed in the legal world, but I wonder how that works if you want to stay anonymous and then it's like you literally just have your counsel, like you never testify, or like they never find out in court. Like Jimmy doesn't even know.
No, I think they would eventually.
It's just the
come
public
out,
that won't
but
ever know.
Yeah. I don't know, actually. They might do like, I always think of like how like Unsolved Mysteries used to like have like the anonymous people and it was just like a dark shadowy figure.
Yeah, they just do that in the courtroom. So these 5 people are alleging chronic mistreatment, sexual harassment, and unsafe working conditions during the Beast Games. And if you remember some of the things that Rosanna Pansino has talked about, she has mentioned everything from like people were denied medical care, people were having seizures on the floor, not allowed to take their medication, to their underwears were confiscated.
That was one of the weirdest aspects. It was like literally they took all their underwear before it started.
It's just literally just so confused, and just a million things that should be avoided if you have $100 million budget. At the very least, a medical team should be there, and allegedly there was, but there was even allegations that like the medical staff was like understaffed and like super tired and not able to have their resources, and so they were not providing quality service or whatever. It's just a hot mess.
Well, and then also I remember one of the things was like that specifically, I mean, we have said in the past that a lot of his stuff could definitely be seen as being a bit sexist or misogynistic, or he maybe skews his winners to always be men, or he favors them differently in the competitions, which is why Rosanna is literally been talking about, I bet you he's like, damn it, should have just let her win the...
Oh, I know, because everyone came for her ass and was basically like, you're an idiot. Why are you even talking about this?
Do you know who didn't though?
Who?
Us.
And that's on period. Yeah, that is true.
I was like, I mean, that's not like really our powers being used.
No,
but
that was just our common
yeah, I was like,
sense in the
but
moment.
as usual, we were right. Oh, what I was going to say though is that apparently there were rumors that like, because a lot of the games are like very physical.
Right.
And that the men contestants would figure out that like they could easily get the female contestants out if they, you know, tackled them and
Jesus
stuff. And it was like,
Christ.
what?
That's insane.
So they'd eliminate a lot of them by just like literally physically taking them out.
That is insane. That doesn't make sense in my brain. None of this is aired, by the way, from what I understand. They did do an initial recording in Vegas in July 2024. Yeah, so definitely that has not aired. And then in Toronto, just in August, so last month. They filmed 2 times and they're already being sued before it even airs. Gonna go great. Amazon must be thrilled. So what they're seeking in terms of compensation is unpaid wages, expenses, and punitive damages. Is punitive damages when it's like, you pay my legal fees? No, I actually don't think that's true. I think punitive damages,
I think
if
it's
I remember,
more just like
just money.
damages that would be like emotional distress and like.
I think you're right. Yeah. And what they're arguing is that they were effectively employees of the Beast Games, because what they're trying to do and why Mr. Beast didn't want to work with unions. So if you saw our episode on him, he didn't want to work with the people who basically ensure a safe environment, right? Like when you do something through union actors, you have to conduct yourself and have a work environment that meets those regulations. And he purposefully,
for example, like on a
them.
much like just smaller scale, that it'd be like for YouTube productions normally.
Yeah.
We like didn't work with necessarily union people, but when Defy bought Clever, we weren't working with union people, but it was more of a corporation. There's more like things you have to follow. So for example, you have to give your employees lunch breaks.
Right.
Every like however many hours. And if you don't, then like they can sue you. It's a spectrum of things, but like that to like you can't go over a certain amount of hours or you have to pay them overtime. Just a lot of specifications that will end up costing the production much more money than if you can kind of just like, hey guys, you don't mind if we go an extra 30, right?
Well, yeah. And I mean, the things that they're alleging are horrible and would never happen in an environment that was overseen by something like a union or just anybody that cared, which is so bizarre because working with Amazon, you would think that that would be a no-brainer. Like that would just have to happen.
P.S. I just looked up what punitive damages means, and it says, this means the jury will assign an appropriate amount of punitive damages based on the defendant's financial situation to deter the defendant and others from engaging in the same practices again.
And I know there's like maximums for states and stuff, so they can't go above a certain number. It can't be like, okay, you owe him $3 billion.
Yeah, and it also says that like judges may reduce punitive damages if it looks like juries have not followed instructions or something.
Well, so to kind of give you a spark notes of what they're claiming, and then we'll get to some concerning quotes from the actual contestants themselves and like the lead lawyers and all that stuff. But basically, it's claiming that they were not paid the minimum wages we already mentioned or overtime. So they were kept there allegedly far beyond what is reasonable.
Well, that's what I think with all of his shoots. I mean, he doesn't usually do union stuff, but like, for example, when he's having the guy stay in the grocery store for however many days, like if you're filming them all the time, that's technically like they're working.
No, it is that they're working, and he's absolutely profiting off of it, no matter what their prize money is, way more than they will ever see.
It feels like an ethical blurry line.
It does, and there's so many people, especially, Mr. Beast fans, but there's so many people coming to his rescue and being like, they agreed to do this. Like, they signed up for this.
But they shouldn't be able to agree to that.
I agree with that. I mean, there's certain things that you're able to sign away, right? Like you go to a hospital and you could sign to not have them treat you and then you could die. Like, you know what I mean? Like you're a human being. You have every right to like choose whatever you want.
I think where it changes here for me at least is that when you do something, when you're like doing an event and you're signing like, I can't sue you if I get hurt, but you're going into it knowing what you're doing. This, they don't know what the conditions are necessarily going to be like. So they are signing off before they have an understanding. And then suddenly it's like, whoa, I didn't know that this was going to be the case.
Right.
And it's too late.
Since they do have physical games, they may have signed off on some physical things that they didn't know meant if I'm having a seizure on the floor, I can't get medication or medical care.
Exactly.
Yeah, I agree with that. And then also, if you have a company like Amazon, which I shouldn't even say that because at the same time, then you have like fucking Amazon people are like shitting themselves and peeing in the warehouse because they can't have breaks. So it's just like, it's not the most ethical business in general, but you would think that because they are such a large corporation and this is so public, why wouldn't you make sure this environment is safe? Because the shit that they're alleging is absolutely horrifying. We already knew this because Rosanna Pansino again has talked about it, but it's saying that they had deprivation of medical care, food, sleep, and basic hygiene, as well as claims that some contestants ended up hospitalized due to these conditions. That's insane. Like my brain can't even comprehend that. You're going to play a stupid beast game and you end up in the fucking hospital because he's a dick and doesn't want you to be taken care of.
I guess
allegedly.
I wonder how that works for shows like Survivor, for example.
But again, kind of to your point that you brought up earlier,
you know what you're getting into.
Yeah, wouldn't someone signing up for Survivor know that they're trying to survive and they're gonna starve and be like miserable?
Like these people are signing up with the understanding that like it's gonna be hard work, but it's not gonna be like killing them.
Right. You're working with a YouTuber, and we'll get to some quotes again from the people suing. What they thought they were getting into versus what they did. Like, it's completely different. They definitely didn't know it was going to be all of this.
Before we go any further, we have a word from our sponsor, Factor.
Factor provides fresh, never frozen meals that require no prep and no mess. And honestly, nothing can be easier than making a Factor meal. It is 2 minutes and you're ready to eat.
I actually have a new box coming.
Oh my gosh, how exciting.
On Monday, I believe. I'm very excited. And you have 35 different meals to choose from every week. And I'm telling you, I went and scrolled through and which I don't like anything, I liked a lot of them.
And there's more than 60 add-ons to choose from each week. So they have not just foods, they also have snacks, they have wellness shots, a lot of different things that you can add on to your meals. And I've said it before, but they are delicious. Like, they have quality meals. There's even some premium ingredient meals like filet mignon and shrimp and stuff.
I got one of the gourmet ones.
Oh my gosh.
So if you'd like to try Factor, go to factormeals.com/DWKT50 and use the code DWKT50 and you get 50% off your first box and then also 20% off your next Oh my God, I'm just realizing I didn't use our code.
No.
Anyway, don't be like me. Use the code DWKT50 and you get 50% off, then 20% off. That's a great deal that I did not get.
That's code DWKT50 at factormeals.com/GWKT50 to get 50% off your first box plus 20% off your next month while your subscription is active. And thank you so much to Factor for being an amazing sponsor of this podcast. Even further than medical, food, sleep, which some people could argue it's part of the game, it's Squid Games, like, you know, what did you expect? There are allegations of sexual harassment and a hostile environment, particularly for female contestants. That's not a part of Squid Games, Weird. I don't think. Don't think that's standard.
Well, no, but it's like they all sleep, I think, in like one giant room. And like, if we've learned anything throughout our entire lives, it's that could go badly very quickly. Bear the man. I would stay with bears.
It says here in this Variety article that while participants knew upon signing the contract at the production's inception that they were facing a potentially long and challenging competition, they allege getting a lot more than they bargained for, which this is coming from the attorneys of these people suing him and Amazon.
Which, I mean, makes sense. That's literally what I just said. Because it's like, yeah, they think it's going to be hard, but not like you're not going to be deprived of the basic things you need to be able to compete in the hard competition. I also think productions are so, like, when you see so many shows, you think it's like a glamorous situation. But even like high budget shows are so not glamorous situations. And when you think of like how many moving pieces go into it, the amount of people that are working on the production that are also underpaid and like not there to be like making sure everyone is feeling their best. It's like, no, they're there to do their job and they're probably overworked too. And that's not an excuse for them to like let things fall through the cracks. But it's like things are going to inevitably always fall through the cracks.
Oh my God. It says here that, do you remember when we talked about the employee handbook where that YouTuber was leaking what they get instructed to do? Like, oh, if you're approached with someone saying you can't film here, be like, do you have a kid? Does he like Mr. Beast? Like, it was just a very bizarre instruction manual from him.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, this lawsuit actually cites that handbook. I don't know what we want to call it. Whatever instructions he gives to his employees, that's fucked. And it's a part of it that says how to succeed in Mr. Beast productions. If talent wants to draw a dick on the whiteboard in the video or do something stupid, let them. Really do everything you can to empower the boys when filming and help them make content. Help them be idiots.
Wait, so that's funny because the way that just is quoted, it says that it's from an alleged how to succeed in Mr. Beast production, where it's like in a Mr. Beast production. Like it seems like that's
the same thing we said last time when
that's exactly how it was in the thing that we read. Yeah.
I don't know if he like released more or where they got released.
Yeah, if it's the same allegedly not real thing, or it's like, no, multiple people have access to the same poorly grammatically
the typos in all
document.
of them.
Yeah.
This is kind of disturbing. It says one of the female plaintiffs in the complaint, identified only as contestant 5, said in a statement, "I wanted to join because I was a fan of Mr. Beast and his videos made me smile during the COVID-19 pandemic. I expected to be challenged, but I didn't think I would be treated like nothing, less than nothing. And as one of the women, I can say it absolutely felt like a hostile environment for us. We honestly could not have been respected less as people, much less employees, if they tried."
This also is a larger conversation, I think, about reality TV. And like we've heard for years that even like on shows like The Bachelor, they manipulate people into situations. Did you ever, what was it called? What was the fictional, there was a fictional like Lifetime show that was based on The Bachelor. And they showed like the behind the scenes of it and stuff. Oh, it was called Unreal, I think. It showed like they literally wanted the producers are rewarded for getting these crazy storylines.
Oh, absolutely.
So they are assigned their contestants and they'll do whatever they can to like kind of fuck with them, and they make them trust them to make them think that they have their best interest in mind. But then they start doing stuff to like get the storyline a little more interesting. And in the show, it was like they took away a lady's like antidepressants or something. And
my God.
And it was dramatic. Like I think she like literally ends up unaliving herself.
In real life, or is this just like pretend?
No, it was a fictional, but it was created by a former producer on.
I mean, I don't fucking doubt it. There's a phenomenon that I think 2 to 3 people from Love Island have unalived themselves. And when you hear about the process, and like I loved this last season, and I hear Leah, who's one of the people that's like most loved on it, talking about it, and they do some shady shit. They like let everybody else talk to their family. They didn't let her, Miguel, talk to their family. She would cry constantly when she would talk about her dog because she missed him so much. I told her, you can't keep talking about your dog. Like, you need to stop.
It's
just shit
psychological manipulation and torture throughout.
Absolutely. Which is so ironic because one of the things they do on that show is they don't let them drink more than 2 glasses of wine a night because they don't want them to like, I guess, get crazy. Yeah, you know that like a lot of people from the Netflix shows like Love is Blind and stuff are being sued because of the fact that they feel like they just guzzle alcohol and shit down their throat and just want them to make a fool out of themselves on TV. So I think it's a slippery
Well, I mean, that's
slope.
what I feel like The Bachelor. I feel like when they have their like first nights, when it's like the cocktail parties where everyone has
Just
to,
sloppy.
there's always a couple that are like get kicked out immediately because they're like naked jumping in the pool or something. Like they do encourage that for sure, because that's
Absolutely.
again gonna get them the best storyline.
Which is so insane again, because Love Island doesn't allow that. And then simultaneously they're doing shit that's fucking with people's mental, like people will be having a fight and then they're secluded. Like you cannot go and talk to that person. And you don't see any of that on TV, which is like, but I need to go talk to them. What the fuck are you talking about?
But then also when you factor in the fact that they can't listen to music, they can't watch TV,
Oh,
they
it
don't
fucks
have their
with you.
phones.
Yeah.
Like they're literally imprisoned.
And it's
in
not
this thing.
just
and it's
on
just
the
like,
show. You know that. It's before and it's after they get off as well. Like the immediate days
They're
or week.
sequestered.
Yeah, exactly. The immediate like day or week following when they get there to when they like first leave, you don't have a phone. I think in Love Island, they let them go outside guarded by a chaperone for 40 minutes. Okay. And they can't go at the same time as other contestants because they don't want them running into each other. And while I get like security and shit, it's like, how about just book them all in different hotels and let them roam the hotel at least, like for free. Like it's just,
that's, I mean,
I don't know. It's too
not
much.
in a bad situation, but you know, Jocelyn was on The Amazing Race, which is crazy to think about.
I forgot
But,
about that. Yeah.
And I remember they didn't have a bad situation, but once they got kicked out because they don't want people to figure it out, her season was all social media people, so they couldn't have them like leave and then
Right,
reposting
right.
because then you would know who won. But they were sequestered in like, I want to say it was like a huge house in Bali. So that was a nice experience. They got to like lounge by the pool all day. But in other situations, they don't have that budget or they just like don't care.
Yeah. I don't know.
And I'm sure that it gets very, very dark. So I think this is a bigger conversation about the ethics of creating reality TV in general, because people are using other people for entertainment and they'll basically do anything they can to get the best entertainment, quote unquote, that they can get. And that's going to cross lines very quickly.
Yeah. And Love Island is an interesting one because they don't have cameramen. Did you know that? It's just hidden cameras.
No,
It's not hidden
That's
cameras.
almost even more dangerous.
They're just,
because
like,
then there's
stationary.
no one to even interfere.
Well, they do have producers on set, but like there's no camera.
To jump in if they have to.
Yeah, it's all very weird. And I watch it and I feel bad and like, I don't know. And I think that those people, a lot of the times, will also want you to watch it. Like they're like, oh, like, you know, thank you guys for loving our season or supporting me. Like Leah has gotten so much. I mean, Leah, Serena, Janae, all of them have gotten so many followers and opportunities and brand deals.
I was just gonna say,
like,
I feel like it started where it was like not necessarily everyone that goes on any type of reality show gets following, but now like that is why people go on shows like The
Oh,
Bachelor half the time or Love Island. Those shows especially, because it's like, okay, it's gonna be a rough few months, but like then I'm gonna have a career.
And Love is Blind in particular, I think the last 2 seasons has had someone in it that was outed for like just getting on there to be famous. Like it's just
That
it's,
like already has a husband or like a
yeah,
significant
girlfriend.
other.
Yeah, exactly.
People try and cheat the system to just get followers. So like some people are willing to go through whatever, but then also, and especially one like this, I don't think people are going on a Mr. Beast production to get followers. They're doing
No.
it because there is a giant, like the money compensation for a prize is huge,
Absolutely.
which isn't usually the case for a lot of shows. It's like after taxes and stuff, especially.
Guess how much Love Island is? $100,000 for Love Island. And you have to split it 2 ways because it's a couple that wins.
Oh my God. Yeah. So like a lot of those shows, I don't feel like the monetary incentive
off.
is enough for them to do it. It's that they're getting other money afterwards because they know they're going to be able to get brand deals and stuff.
There was someone, sorry, I'm kind of going on a Love Island tangent, but there was someone named Cordell. Love him. He's so amazing. But one of Serena, who ended up with him and they won, one of her icks was that when she asked him what his long-term goals were, he said to have like a brand deal with like Cheez-Its. And she just went and was like, what the fuck? Like, what do you mean? He got a brand deal with Cheez-Its and he sold out and it was great. Like there's opportunities that could come from it for sure if it's organic.
Well, these days it's pretty guaranteed. If you're not like awful, then you will have some kind of following and be able to parlay it into at least a temporary social media career.
Yeah. But anyway, I get why people do it. I think that in another life, had I been single for long enough, I would have probably gone on a dating show or 2.
Oh, see, I've actually
Not your
had
thing.
no, like my old manager like reached out. I almost want to say it was for Love Island.
And you turned it down?
It wasn't like you have a guaranteed spot, but it was like, would you be interested? And I was like, no.
Oh, boom. I would have loved that era.
Literally, I think I knew 3 different producers on The Bachelor, but like, no, like Absolutely not.
No, I mean, period. Your dignity is more important than that. I just would love to see it.
Yeah, no, I'm
greedily
like,
enough.
I already don't like being perceived. That would be my worst nightmare.
But anyway, to kind of wrap this up, the lead counsel of this class action lawsuit, whose name is Robert Pafundi, said, as extreme as the allegations against defendants are here, the law could not be more clear. Participants entered into contracts and they were promised compensation for their services, which is interesting. They get paid regardless, like even if it's not prize money. I mean, that makes sense.
Well, I think you have to offer them because they have to leave their jobs depending on how long
Yeah, it had to be something. Their expectation of compensation, along with them being consistently under the control and supervision of the production staff, makes them employees under California law. As such, they were entitled to and denied certain protections. And when you add that to the extreme neglect, degradation, harassment, and inhumane conditions, it's quite simply a massive dereliction of duty for which the defendants must and will now be held accountable. So, I mean, hardcore.
And it seems valid. Absolutely.
Absolutely.
That all checks out.
Yeah.
And I actually heard quite a while ago, even way before any of this came out, that there was going to eventually be something like this coming out. Not for this show in particular, because I don't think it even existed at the time, but that there were so many videos that he started doing that were very physically taxing. I think of like that show Wipeout that used to be on ABC.
I was just about to say that show because I used to love that show.
My college roommate used to always be like, I would be so good at that. I'm like, I don't
Me in my head, but the second I try, I like
she
snap
literally
my
was
neck.
convinced. She's like, no, I would win. I would be great. And like even like the balls that you jump on top of, and I'm like, no, you would literally
I would
die.
eat shit. Yeah.
So those, I'm sure they have them sign a bunch of waivers and stuff ahead of time. And I'm sure Mr. Beast would do similar stuff. But I heard rumblings that there was several incidents. Like it was a consistent issue that people were getting very hurt
On
during these
Wipeout?
productions. No.
I was like,
That
no,
was an
I see
example.
it. They do like crazy
Because
moves
I feel like a lot of Mr. Beast stuff is not quite Wipeout level, but it's like
in the realm.
doing like obstacles and stuff that's in that
Right.
kind of vein. And that they would get injured, and they, I think, probably did sign something, but I think that only goes so far. Only it's like if it's their fault they got injured, if there's like oversights with how it was made, like if it's like a neglect
malfunction
situation,
of an obstacle or something. Yeah.
yeah, then I think that doesn't protect them anymore. And I heard that allegedly, want to repeat, not fact, that a lot of these people were then potentially allegedly paid off to not go forward with anything or not make anything public.
I would believe that 100%. You get hurt and Mr. Beast is like, here's some money, go away.
Exactly. And I just remember talking to the person that was telling me about it and being like, that's not a very sustainable business model if you're just going to keep being like, please don't say anything. And like, it seems like the things keep getting more extreme and you're just going to have to pay more and more people. And eventually you're going to pay them and they're going to say something anyway.
Yeah, I think that he maybe definitely had a physical clause in his contract. Again, we don't have access to that contract yet. I imagine at some point it would become public. But you can't
That doesn't
just
cover
be like,
negligence.
no, you can't just be like, if you get hurt from anything. Like, it's just like, if you get hurt from your own ignorance or, for lack of a better term.
It's like if I twisted my ankle running, that's not their fault. But if I jumped onto a platform that wasn't properly secured or something and it fell apart and I
Exactly.
like broke an ankle, that's not my fault.
That's also kind of the same, because I imagine they have to have some sort of insurance, much like any public place you walk into has an insurance. But if they leave something wet on the ground and you slip on it, you could sue the fuck out of them. So I think it's kind of the same concept.
I wonder if, though, I don't know how much insurance he had, and instead of doing
Amazon.
like actual insurance, his insurance would just be to pay them off with his money because he wasn't doing union shoots and stuff.
But
Amazon definitely has insurance.
Yeah, I was about to say, Amazon had to have
No.
required.
I'm referring to stuff that might have happened sooner.
But they're suing for the Amazon one. So I'm just like, they had to have had something in place. Something is not right. And the fact that this is not even aired, I don't even want to see it. I imagine it's going to be...
I wonder if it ever will.
You think that they would like can it at
If
this
more
point?
and more I mean, with all the stuff that keeps coming out, I wouldn't be surprised if they scrapped it.
Yeah, and just settle out of this lawsuit and call it a day. It's 5 people. He could easily settle out
Well,
of
it's
this
like-
and just...
I think Amazon can afford that, yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, that's pretty much it for the Mr. Beast lawsuit. We'll let you guys know if anything else happens, but we've covered everything up until this point, so I felt like it only made sense to now cover this new development. Fun times. Getting sued. Great. Love it.
One of the joys of life.
I know. You should do it at least once. That's what I
I was
always
going to say, not everyone gets to do it. We're that
the
special
lucky
group.
ones, honestly. Anyway, everything we said was alleged, and we don't have Mr. Beast suing money, so if we could just move on
All
to the
opinions.
next topic.
And honestly, you know how much misinformation we spread on this podcast. Nothing can be taken as more than our just opinion and stupid thoughts.
Yeah, it's like when Tucker Carlson got sued and Fox News was like, you believe that idiot? That's us. You believe us? That's on you. I don't know what to tell you.
That I'm like, but yes, people do. That's the problem.
I know, literally. Anyway, moving on to our next topic. This is a fun one because it combines being sued, which, you know, just the theme of this episode, with veneer techs. You know, I was waiting for a veneer tech to get sued, but this one's a little bit convoluted and interesting. I feel like you're gonna like this one.
Yeah, I was like, I wasn't even expecting them to get sued as much as I was just expecting us to get news that like someone has died or like,
oh God, yeah, like an infection or something. Yeah,
I'm like, and don't worry, guys, I didn't go to a veneer tech, and my veneers are doing great.
Yeah, they look great. If you guys haven't seen our veneer tech episode, you should watch it. It's great, and I did,
a doozy.
You know, bring some weird topics that I thought were real, or you know, points that I thought were real,
I
and
just
then they were
proved my
fake.
point. Misinformation. You can't trust anything
Yeah,
you say.
it was just a hot mess. Anyway, the main character, her name is Milani. I'm just gonna let her do the talking because it's a roller coaster, and we just gotta go with her on it. Honestly, there's no other way.
This is gonna be my first reaction. Enjoy.
Hey y'all, this is my story time on how I got scammed into becoming a veneer tech and lost, well, I want to say $2,500, but overall it was like a $5,000 investment, and I got sued. Let's start there. I got sued today.
I had no. This is such a unique perspective.
Right? That's what I was saying. I'm like,
because we've always been asking, like,
who's
these
falling
people that
into
get
this?
certified for all. I'm like, do they really think that this is legit? And that,
Yes.
or are they scamming people too, or have they been scammed? But this is an interesting. I'm curious.
someone that didn't get the notice that it was a scam, apparently. It was like, ooh, this looks like fun. Like, veneer, you could just do
I
veneers.
don't know how she missed that, but bless her heart, I guess.
That would be so
Hope she
sure.
didn't screw up anyone's mouth too bad. Well, what's crazy is, okay, first of all, after I had gotten like the temps on, I asked him to send me a picture of the nubs,
Oh no.
which I'd seen in person, obviously, because he has to like hold it. We were doing like color, like holding up which one I wanted and stuff. So I'd been looking at them and I was already alarmed. I asked him to send it to me so I could just like have it for just because I thought it would be funny. He sends it to me like 2 hours later. So I've kind of almost like forgotten about, like, I've readjusted to having teeth again. And I opened this text message and I literally responded, Jesus Christ.
Oh no, it's bad.
He said something like, there's a piece of like cotton in my mouth on the bottom. And he's like, sorry that the cotton's in there, blah, blah. And I was like, that is the least of my concerns right now.
Oh my God, that's so funny.
I could barely look at it. I was like, this is going to haunt my dreams for the rest of my life.
I just
It
spilled
is
truly
so insane.
all over me. And that is not an
spilled?
exaggeration.
Oh, it's just like old
Anyway.
times.
Yeah, I'm gonna let it marinate on there, see what happens.
You don't want to get up and get a paper towel or something? No?
A paper towel. I mean, the shirt already soaked it all up. You know?
I don't know how full it was. I don't know. Is it good? You want to continue?
We'll just keep going.
Anyway,
Anyway.
yeah, the nubs are terrifying.
Oh my God.
But
I'm excited to see
so
them.
the only person I've showed is my hairdresser because I went to her right after, like, the next day.
Oh, so you're saying
And-
it's not going to go up on the Patreon. Got it.
Oh, no. I refuse to show. I won't send it to anyone because I don't want anyone to have access to this photo. The only reason I showed my hairdresser is because I could, like, flash it to her really quick.
What were her thoughts?
She cried laughing so hard.
Oh my God. Oh, I can't wait.
It's traumatizing. So I want to show you because I think you'll die, but
I
my
have
God.
to see it. No, I have to.
Why I started to say that though is because then I also have before and after pictures of my like teeth just before the veneers
yeah.
and right after. And first it just is embarrassing and I hate looking at the before because I'm like,
Yeah.
wow, they were like, I let them get really bad. The bottom though, before I had got my like really intense cleanings, one of my front bottom ones, the gum had receded so low and it showed like decay. It looked like on my tooth it was like
my
gray.
God.
And you just could never see it because like my mouth doesn't, you're not like going around showing your bottom teeth.
Yeah.
But so they did the deep cleaning and then they did this like laser thing on top of the deep cleaning, which like literally like burns any excess shit that's there off of like your gum line. I was blown away to see the stuff that I thought was like, that's my tooth now. And it was like, oh no, it was just like stuff on the outside of your tooth that can still come off. So they were all clean after, but the gum was still like super receded. So one of them is just like super low. And guess what? It's back to normal.
Really? You didn't have to get a gum graft like Perez Hilton?
Okay, I got yelled at the last time though, because she goes, "Have you been flossing?" And I like barely even opened my mouth to talk, and she goes, "Don't say you have, because I know you haven't."
Oh my gosh. Do you not water pick?
No, and I've been flossing now for like the last couple, since I got my root canal, which was when she yelled at me. But I think also I just like, I've never been a good flosser, and then because I let them get so bad, like everything was always so sensitive that like flossing like was not a fun thing. Like it was not comfortable. Your gums bleed, blah, blah. Now my gums aren't bleeding. I'm flossing every day, and I think they're looking great.
Oh my gosh. That's so exciting. That was something that you were so stressed out about, and look at you now.
It was something both financially that I was stressed out about, and then also just like self-conscious, and just like you feel so much shame because you're just like, fuck. Everyone always tells you take care of your teeth, and then you don't. And you're like, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to. But it was just like, it's hard.
If anything else happens, you could just go to this girl. I'm just kidding. Milani, she's got you, girl. Don't even worry about it.
One of the first things I brought up to my dentist when I had gone in and met him was like, "So have you ever heard of veneer techs?" And he's like, "What?"
Really? He hadn't?
He's not a big social media guy. I was like, "It's these people that get trained for like 3 days and they start doing veneers." And he's like, "What?"
Yeah.
And I'm like, "Yeah, it's really concerning." So you have your license, right?
Anyway, we'll continue on because this journey is about to get crazy, but I'm very proud of you and your dental journey. I really am.
North Carolina Board of Dental Examiners. So let's start. Let's
Wait, sorry. So she's being sued by the North Carolina Board of Dentists. It's not like someone she did veneers on. It's like, why are you doing this?
This is interesting. Why is this
let's
happening
get into it.
Oh my God.
So
Jesus.
I don't know how I feel about her attitude in this. Do we like her or no?
No, I don't think we do.
I got an inbox one day and I received a message from this guy named Devon, and he was like, "Hey, I want to do your veneers for free for promotion purposes." And I was like, "Veneers? Like, I've always wanted veneers. Like, I could insert a picture of what my teeth looked like beforehand. I always had very nice teeth, but I always wanted a whiter smile." So he contacted me and was like, "Hey, I want to do your veneers for free. I'm located in Atlanta." And
I thought it was so funny because when she said the North Carolina board, I was like, shocking that it's not in Texas or Georgia.
I hate my life here. I don't understand why they're all here.
It's so funny. But so she's in North Carolina, but this was in Georgia.
He's in, exactly. Which is, it's not far, probably like a 6-hour drive.
I literally gun to my head, wouldn't have been able to tell you that.
Well, no, because Alex lives in North Carolina. So when he drives here,
can't pick anything off the map except for the main states, like California, Texas, New York, Florida.
Don't admit that, Lily.
I know.
Keep that to yourself.
we want to do your veneers for free, just promote my work. And I said, okay, I seen a couple of people that he did, and I was like, okay, you do some good work. Let's set something up. Okay, so here's what my teeth looked like before.
Oh, I hate when people do this. I'm sorry. I know that, I got lip filler. And do you remember that one person who commented? It was like, "I can't with this anymore, Jessie. How dare you get lip filler? You're so fake now." I'm like, bitch, you can't even tell I got it. Like, relax.
Literally, if you hadn't mentioned it, no one would notice.
But like the fucking veneer thing, I understand. Teeth are very, people get insecure about this. She had perfect teeth. Even if she wanted them whiter. Have you heard of Crest White Strips?
I will say her explanation is what gets me. It's that like, I always wanted a whiter smile. Then use whitening product, like get your teeth whitened. Yeah. That's not why you get veneers. But I will say on the other side of it that I have gotten comments from several people now being like, "Lily, what a waste of money. Your teeth look the same and they looked perfect before, blah, blah." And I was like, you haven't seen them close up, you assholes. Did you miss the episode where I said one broke off while I was sleeping? Because clearly they weren't doing great.
Yeah, I think that a lot of people do it for vanity, obviously. But people forget that veneers, technically I have a veneer because I have like a crown over my root canal tooth. Yeah. Like that's kind of a veneer.
Well, and I already had one even when I started. But that was one of the reasons I did get all of them, because they can't always match the color and like everything's not perfect. So if it's your front teeth and it's all from different dentists and it's all different types and from a decade ago, then it was better to have them all the same. But also my problem with veneers is like, I liked my teeth. My problem wasn't like, I just want them to be prettier. It was like my existing teeth I had let deteriorate to a point that they weren't what they should be. And they built my veneers. It's a custom mold based on my teeth. So like they are the shape of my actual teeth. I think when it gets questionable and when people are like, "Ew, veneers suck," it's because they want to overcompensate and get these perfect teeth that they like literally pick out of like a catalog.
The chiclets.
And it's like no one has perfect teeth, and perfect teeth don't look good because it's too noticeably Like, imperfections are
Not
what
real.
make people's smiles good.
I know, it always gives the mask, like Jim Carrey, the mask. It's always giving that to me. Like this, like she literally had such beautiful teeth and they were super white. I'm like, what the fuck? And you look at her smile now, it loses character, right? Like her smile, those are her teeth. If you have some sort of dental issue, like I said, dentists have been using veneers forever, long before they became popular and celebrities started doing it. Like dentists have always used veneers.
It was more reserved for people that needed them for reasons other than just like, I want prettier, straighter, whiter teeth.
Like people just look at it now as it's always vanity and it's always just people
Like
wanting
it
whiter,
was, but it's because
square
there was
chiclet
holes
teeth.
in them. You just couldn't see.
Yeah, exactly. It's different.
Got these veneers by him, and like I said, I always had a very nice smile, but I wanted my smile to be whiter, and that's exactly what he said veneers would do.
What?
So I drove all the way down to Atlanta. I was able to get these veneers by him. First of all, it was in like this rinky-dinky looking spot, so I was definitely like weary at first. But, you know, he said, I'm now starting up, so just trust the process, and I'm going to make sure that you have a nice, white, beautiful smile. So
Jesus Christ.
I did genuinely like his work, and I was happy with my results. So I'm going to post the video now of the promotion that I did for him doing my teeth. Hey y'all, check out this process of me getting my composite veneers done at 1011 Aesthetics in Atlanta. The process was so smooth and easy. He didn't have to shave any of my teeth down. Honestly, the part that hurt the worst.
What do you mean?
Well, that's what we covered in our veneer thing is like they just smear a bunch of composite on top. They don't shave it down. That's why.
FYI, you guys, they shave your teeth down quite a bit. Yeah, I have fucking little shark teeth under here.
That's why we were so flabbergasted when we did our veneer tech episode, because we were like, there could be dental decay and you don't even shave it away. You just like smear something on top that could just snap off, because composite bonding could just snap off. It's basically like resin.
Well, and furthermore, there's not enough space in your mouth for additional, like that much
More
volume to
yeah, more
add. Like
shit.
that's why they shave
Yeah.
them down, is so they can fit where your teeth were.
Thing holding my mouth open. Look at me already feeling myself a little.
I'm sorry. I got a jump scare. Why does anyone want teeth like that? It looks like chiclets. I'm sorry.
Literally hearing her say like,
Why?
it was such a easy seamless process. And I'm like, no, it's not. It's kind of like not an easy process. And it's like kind of a lot to go through. And they don't just like, boop, just pop them on. These aren't Halloween teeth.
They look like it.
6 teeth in my mouth. Excited as hell because I already see the difference. The entire process took about 6 hours, and it was well worth the $2K. Look at me happy as hell with my new smile. Yeah, I thought I smiled a lot before. Oh, I'm about to be a problem. I'm so happy with the results. Look at my whiter, brighter smile.
Also, I'm like just thinking, I was numb for so long after mine finished. I guess that's also because they shaved them down, so I needed to be. But like,
Yeah, you
she's
have
like
to be.
dancing around in the office. I was like hours afterwards, like holding my mouth open to.
Completely different process, believe me. So I'm going to speed this up a little bit. This is almost 9 minutes, the second part, but apparently this is an important part to watch.
Veneer procedure done by this guy named Devon. Devon his name was Devon the Tech.
Wait, is that one of the guys that we showed in our episode? I would be so curious to know. If it is, that would be funny. This is an example by someone called Devon the Tech. The tech of what? Like, what do you mean tech? You can't just call yourself a tech. Anyway, so this is what the classes look like.
Time to perfect your craft or start a new business venture, specifically in the dental cosmetic world.
Well, good, they cleaned the chairs.
27th and 28th, VBS Smiles will be offering a class to help you start your veneer business. This two-day class will not only offer a vendor's list, it will be catered. You will also learn some premium veneer techniques. You will be learning how to do veneer maintenance, veneer cleaning, how to replace missing teeth, and also learn how to perfect those veneers. You will also be learning how to market your veneer business on social media and also in person.
Not them offering like marketing classes as like part of the
Because
package.
that's what this is. This is a weird thing someone dreamt up and everyone was just like, oh no, period. That's a business that's definitely not going to land you in jail. Spoiler alert. People have already been in jail for doing shit like this, like doing it out of their basement and shit. You cannot fuck with people's mouth. Hello?
Question. So when you asked me earlier if they knew it was illegal, do you mean the people taking these classes or do you mean the people receiving the veneers?
No, I meant the people that are teaching the classes. The people that are like spreading this.
I thought you were asking about like, did the patients know that this is illegal?
I would never expect them to because I mean, listen, there are some maybe red flags were there. I don't know.
But like they really needed teeth. Teaching, I would think that to get to that point, you would have to realize that there's like some things you should be a little careful about. I think the people taking it are probably getting swindled into it by being like, oh my God, I can have this lucrative career and I don't even have to go to college for it. Great.
It's insane.
Just
that
2
is
days?
crazy to me.
Devon first his name was Devon the Tech, and then he ended up changing his name to Devon the Wizard. So, yeah. So basically, I was happy with my results at first. Everything was cool. Everything was nice. Within a week, one of those veneers broke. They broke off. I was obviously like, hey, how
Stop
did this
it.
happen? Like, you know, like, can we fix this? He was telling me I needed to drive back down to Atlanta to go see him to get one fix. I was like, yeah, no, that's not happening. But at this time, he was traveling, so he said, oh,
I mean, what did you think was going to happen? He's going to like come to your house and do it? Like, you have to go back.
Yeah, I mean, thank God, I guess he didn't shave him down to nubs. Otherwise, she would have definitely been hot-tailing it over to Atlanta.
Oh, yeah.
So he said, oh, I'll be in Charlotte in the next month, so I'll come fix your teeth, whatever. Okay, cool. So we had a great relationship at first. So now, let's fast forward because it was about a year of me watching this man come into strip clubs, spending money, making a lot of money. Obviously, when I promoted his veneer tech business, it started booming because I have a lot of followers and a lot of people started going to him. And a lot of people started now paying him for these veneers. So now fast forward, this is about a year later. I noticed this was in March.
Where is she witnessing strip clubs? Is he posting?
Probably on his social media, which like maybe don't get, you know, your veneers done by your tech that also goes to the strip club.
It's on his,
part
like,
of his business model.
Maybe when he switched to Wizard, that was when he started going to strip clubs and he gave up veneer teching.
Also, a little bit cringy. I will just, she has 120,000 followers. Is that a good amount of people? Yes. I don't know.
I don't feel like the
I would
return
never
on
wanna take
investment
credit.
for that kind of sponsorship would be too high.
Like literally, like his business boomed because I said,
Unlikely.
I don't know.
I want to say like March of 2024. No, it was like January of 2024. He started promoting the fact that he was going to now teach people how to do these veneers. I said, oh my God, I've literally watched this man make so much money doing this. And, you know, he's living this luxurious life. He's upgraded his suite. You know, everything looks really nice. And this is now something that I'm interested in because I dance in the strip club. So I wanted to find my way to get out of the strip club. I wanted to invest my money into something that I was going to obviously make more money
I didn't
doing.
know that. Okay.
So this is something that I was interested in. So I reached out to him. I said, hey, I'm interested in doing your class. He said, link in bio. And it was like a $500 deposit.
Not the link in
and the
bio.
other money was going to be due in cash in person. He was not accepting any type of other payment other than Cash App, Zelle.
I was gonna say red flag on the play. Like
Literally.
Oh my God, never.
Yeah.
If someone only is accepting cash, something's wrong.
Not only that, I'm sorry, I must be missing the part where I would want to learn from the person who put a veneer on that broke immediately. Like what? Why would you want to learn from him? Your shit broke. At least go to one that, I don't know, has some retention. That just seems like a
and that's
stupid
why
business decision.
that's why I said in the beginning, this is a unique perspective because we always ask, like, did these people think that they're like actually qualified to do this, or did they just want to make money? No, they can because other people will be as stupid. But the fact that she did it first is a whole other layer that I'm like, so you did it, you saw it didn't work very well, and then you still want to do it.
He wasn't doing any of that. First red flag, because why are you trying to take cash from people and you don't want any? It's like you don't want any paper trail of this. So I sent him the $500. I locked in my slot for the class, and then the day of, I drove down to Atlanta to do this class, and I paid him the rest of the $2,000 in hand cash. Now, when I first pulled up to this location that he sent us, it was literally just like a house. It was like an Airbnb. So I'm like, okay, that's a little weird, whatever. I go in, they had breakfast there for us. It was a really nice setup.
Oh my God.
They had little kits for us. They gave us the kits. It was about 6 people in the class. And he sat there, he collected all the money and then got started. Now, when I say this was the most unorganized class, he had about 4 different teachers in there. And everybody was basically talking at one time. It was like, yeah, do this way. And this is how you're going to do it this way. And everything, just throwing at us a bunch of information. I'm sitting there jotting everything down like, oh my God. Like, this is a lot of information that he's just like throwing at us. And then he started playing YouTube videos. So, sir, I just paid you $2,500 for you to sit up here, give us some breakfast, and start playing YouTube videos for us. I said, I could did this myself. I didn't have to pay you $2,500 for this. I could have looked this video up for myself.
But did he print out a diploma for you?
Whatever, didn't make it a big deal. Just was like very excited to learn, very excited to. This was my first time investing in something that was supposed to help me get out the strip club. So I'm like just still excited. Like, hey, okay, let's do this. Mind you, this was a 2-day class. So the first day in the class was in the office. We spent about. Wait, no, it was in his Airbnb. We spent about 3 hours.
I was going to say office. I thought it was a house.
YouTube video after YouTube video after YouTube video. And then all of these Veneer techs started telling us their experience on how this was so life-changing and how everything was, we made over $100,000 doing this. And, you know, this is amazing. We all drive nice cars and have nice places and blah, 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 blah. And they really selling it.
I was like, where's the promise of 6 figures? It's coming. It's coming. You don't even have to work full time. Doesn't matter what the like service is. It seems like they all have the same handbook for marketing.
Them and MLMs.
Exactly.
That's exactly what MLMs say.
I also die that she only has like bad things to say about the class, but she really seemed to be impressed by the breakfast.
Right. I mean,
it was like, it's at a shady house, but and we watch YouTube videos and there was multiple instructors, even though you paid this guy thinking he was going to be the teacher. And then you watch YouTube videos. But they had breakfast, so it was a really nice setup.
Yeah, it was great.
Drive nice cars and have nice places and blah, 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 blah. Okay, really selling it to us. So the second day, he brought us to his suite.
She says suite. What does that refer to?
I don't know, because she said his original office was rinky dinky. So I don't know if she means his, like, maybe he like upgraded after time. Because she said she helped his business boom.
I just am like, is suite like an apartment or like an office? Like suite is a weird way
It sounds like an office.
And then she said he had pictures all over the place. Like pictures of what? Because the only pictures I would want to see are the diplomas showing that he went to dental school.
Well, those aren't going to be there.
But he does have a dental chair, which you can order on Amazon for $2,000. So
and breakfast.
Oh, well, of course. Bagels, sign up.
It was late. It was nice. Like it looked like a real dental office. So I was like, okay, yeah, we in the game. Like this is lit. We really about to learn and learn how to do veneers. Like and then he made it seem like it was something as simple as like doing nails, learning how to do nails, or learn how to do hair or something like that. He just made it seem like it was very simple. Now in the class, we asked him. It was multiple times that we asked him. We're like, hey, are you sure that we don't need a dental degree or something like that to do this? And his answer was no, because you are not shaving down people's real teeth. I said, okay, all right, this makes sense, because we're not shaving down people's real teeth and we're just putting a composite layer over the person's normal teeth. That this made it legal. Again, I am just this girl who I just wanted to invest my money into something.
I'm just a girl doesn't work here. That's not what the saying is. Like, I'm just a girl. I can't. Like, girl, Google exists and you know how to use it.
The man that you had to pay $2,500 in cash, you're going to trust him to tell you don't need to go to dental school when you just learned it in Airbnb? Are you kidding? I don't understand people like this that are like, oh, well, yeah, you don't have to shave the teeth down. Why do you think you do shave the, like, why would these be an option? Like, why wouldn't everyone do this one?
And again, everything just goes to shit in terms of like her point of view when it comes down to this person put veneers on you that broke in a week. So why the fuck are you listening to him?
And if you were all so concerned asking it, like, quick Google search, just a quick one.
That was going to make me my money back and go from there and, and do something different with my life other than dancing. Okay. So now, the second day we were in his office. We watched him do a set of veneers, and then he brought somebody else in for us to practice on. And he really had us sitting there and using these tools and telling us what to do and how to do these veneers. Now, the second class lasted about 4 hours, and then he gave us all these.
Oh, I knew it. I knew the certificate was coming. These are framed nicer than So Minx, though. But wait, question.
Yeah, it's framed.
What do you mean the second day only took 4 hours when you said yours alone took 6? So tell me how a class teaching how to do them would be 2 hours shorter than actually doing someone when he actually already knew how.
Maybe they only needed a few of them. Maybe not a whole mouth. Maybe just
that's
the top.
Insane.
Could be.
Like the certificate of completion. I was applauding how his frame at least looked nicer because if you remember our lip filler one, the So Mink girl, she did traveling classes. And so it looked like she didn't have anywhere to put the diploma. So she'd fold them in half and then give them to him. So they're like literally just like papers with creases in them.
Yeah.
But I did just notice that you look at the black like outline on the not exactly centered in that.
Oh, okay. Well, how nitpicky are we going to get? I mean, that could be her frame.
You know,
don't blame it on him.
Oh, I know. I feel like he gave the, if he didn't give the frame, that's rich too.
Certificates. So it says certificate of completion. Our company is pleased to be able to award this certificate to my name right here upon the successful completion of composite veneers. And it says the date. It says his name, Devon Odueso. And it says that he's an instructor. And they gave us these with the frame and everything. I was like, congratulations, you're now a veneer tech. Yay!
Girly.
So we were all super.
I do get that, and I feel for her that she is trying to change her situation. She doesn't want to work at the strip club anymore. She wants to make money and make a name for herself. But I just think it's unfortunate because you can't cut corners to do that. And I think what happens is that people like this get preyed upon because she does so desperately want to change her situation that she probably just wants so badly to believe that that's all she has to do. This is great. She wants to believe it from that angle and is kind of throwing logic out the window and not realizing that he could literally, like, she just acted like that was like a government sealed document.
I know it is. Yeah, I could do it right now.
Yeah,
literally right now.
So I do feel for her because I get that she wants this to work so badly, but like, you can't be stupid about it because this is going to fuck you in the ass even more than if you had not done it.
And it
was
has.
a great, like, I felt like I learned what I need to learn, and then they sent us off. They're like, okay, we're going to send you a list of everything that you need to get yourself started. Now, this is where my extra $2,500 investment came from, because when they sent us this list, it was long, okay? He was talking about this chair and these composite sticks and this machine.
Yeah, girl, you need the supplies.
In your mouth. Mind you, I got all of these products off of eBay and Amazon, okay? Crazy as hell, I know, yes, but I got all of this dental equipment off of eBay.
Least crazy
and
part
Amazon.
of the story.
So now it took me a while to get the money up to be able to invest and get everything that I needed on the list. But eventually, within about a month or two, I was able to get all the stuff that I needed. So now that's where the $5K investment came in, because I paid him $2,500, and then I spent another $2,500 getting all this stuff.
Where are you going to do these videos?
Now at this point, I now made my Instagram. I started doing practice sets. I started doing sets on my boyfriend and his brother and stuff like that. No. And I was trying to, get my name out there so I could start getting clientele. Y'all, this is long. It's not going to be a 52-part series. I swear to God, it's not going to be that long.
Girl, my concern is not that this is long. It's that, oh my God, what are you doing? Practice sets on my boyfriend. They must love you a lot. And I hope you didn't fuck up their teeth.
I feel so bad. I know that if I were to do something like this, Nassim would totally let me do it on him. He would. Like, if they love you, they just let it happen, honestly. So the next one we're going to watch, we're not going to see it in full because she, gets into detail about like the supplies she bought and stuff.
Well, I love that she's like, she acted like the biggest like red flag in all of this is that she's like, yeah, and I bought the stuff off eBay and Amazon. I'm like, that is the least concerning part of this entire situation.
I feel like they sell like legitimate like medical equipment on those sites. So I'm like, I mean, that's fine. You know what I would be really interested to see though? Does Devon have like an Amazon affiliate situation going on?
Probably. I mean, our girl So Mink had her own. She was I think she was literally buying stuff on AliExpress and then reselling it on her website.
Jesus Christ. She was selling the like hyaluron actual liquid that goes into people's lips, which is criminal on a whole other level. But anyway, the reason why I want to watch a bit of this is because apparently at the end she shows her the results of her work. I'm really interested to see.
I'm still like, where did she perform these procedures?
Oh, her boyfriend and his friends. Like she's
where though? Like, did you order the chair and it's just set up in her garage?
I would even be surprised if it was her garage and not her room.
Like, I feel like hairdressers will have like at-home setups. Girlie, this feels very different.
I know. I do my nails in the shed in the backyard of my nail lady's house. I get it, girl. I get it. The struggle's real.
No, but with teeth, like if I showed up to get my teeth done and it was at someone's house, run. What do you mean?
I know.
Like, get out of there. That is not a thing.
Oh, this does look like a small room, though. This looks like maybe
it's like a walk-in closet.
I'm about to show you guys exactly what I bought and where I got it from. Okay, honestly, my workstation or this area is a mess because I haven't been in here. I haven't been doing any teeth because once I found out it was illegal, I just basically stopped in my tracks. I had a suite, and when I found out that this was illegal, I just brought everything back into the house and,
So she said she had a suite?
Too vague. Nice chair, though.
left it there. So now this chair was about $200. This big machine.
Pretty affordable. I would have thought it would have been thousands.
No, because I have looked into chairs like this, because every time I go to the dentist or like anything where you're in these kind of recliners, I'm always sitting there like, maybe I should look into this for my desk. So I did look into them for my desk, and they're like $2,000. $200 is insane.
I mean, it looks really uncomfortable, but And then you do see her dental equipment on the floor, and so,
I do appreciate that she said once she found out it was illegal that she stopped
in her tracks.
But to that, I'm also like, girl, maybe make sure it's not illegal before you start. Like, what do you mean?
I know, but I just want to know if she was good at it or not. I'm dying to know. I need to see if she like gave them chiclet specials or not. Because everything else is just like the UV lamp and like toothbrushes and shit that, it's like, great. Love that for you.
As practice sets before I started making anything permanent. Now, when I did my first permanent client, I did a practice set on her. I asked her, I was like, hey, is this something that you like? Do you want to make it permanent? And then she said yes, and then we proceeded to make it permanent.
What is the temporary version like?
I think it's the same shit.
Is it like using like denture glue? They just like paste stuff on top? Like, what do you mean?
I did, for real. I had them read over and sign this documentation, which is a dental treatment consent form, which just basically just says, I understand wearing composite veneers. It's certified by a veneer tech and not an actual dentist, and non-refundable. Mind you, we got all of this that they said from the veneer tech.
That's what I was saying. I'm like, I bet you anything they told them what to put on their waiver.
No, not even like told them what to put. They like printed them out and gave them to them. Actually, no, that's a lie. They sent them the PDF because the printer was probably broken. But yeah, literally they gave them PDFs, I'm sure. We're like, yeah, have them sign this.
We discussed this though before in our last episode where we were like, it doesn't matter what you put on that waiver if what you're doing is illegal. Like, you can't just like be like, this is illegal, have fun. Like, that's not how that works.
Oh my God. She said something about like a certified, like certified by who? Devon?
Probably is.
I feel for her because it's like, yeah, she did seem to get bamboozled, but if it sounds too good to be true, it
probably is.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they sent this in the group chat and said, print these out.
Stop
and
it.
Not the group chat.
Oh my God, I can't.
Hey girlies, forgot to give you this at the class. My printer wasn't working, but here's the PDF.
Print at your leisure.
Boy getting sued. Huh? Red flag, okay?
That's not the red flag, girly.
You walked past all of them.
Are you joking? This doesn't prevent you from being sued.
Sign this so that you can avoid getting sued and anybody can not ask you for a refund.
Two different things.
So now I believe I did about three or four clients, which I did them all the same way. I did a practice set on them first, and then I asked them, hey, are you happy with your work? Do you like what you see? Do you want to make it permanent? And then I took about 2 hours doing their practice sets. Then I ripped off the
Not the ripped off
without the glue. I asked them. I had them sign the paperwork, and then I proceeded to make them permanent with their permission. I'm inserting a video now.
Oh, I'm excited. I'm excited.
This is gonna be bad.
Was very happy with her work and had no issues. And this was the video that started to get
Give it to me.
a lot of people interested in wanted to get their teeth done by me.
That's not that bad.
They're on the outside of the gums. Like, look at they like protrude. The
gums are a little irritated.
No, I've seen irritated gums. Trust me.
You think she placed it on top of the
Again,
gums?
they shave your teeth down to do veneers because you need to have room to put them in where your teeth were. Otherwise, it's going to be like this, where they just plop them on top.
Something about it looks so brittle, and maybe it's just my knowledge of the process, but I feel like I could just flick it off. Like, I feel like it would just break in an instant.
Like, mine go into my gums. These look like they're just like literally on the outside of her teeth. Like, they don't
I get
even
what you mean. It's not in there. Not her standing by it being like, I did great.
She left them. Does she have eyes? Also, look how white they are. Oh my God. I can't handle it.
I don't know if composite bonding comes in different shades, but everyone uses the same one. There's only one that gets sold, and it is bright white, girl. It is bad.
But like, there is, because even when I got, like, when my tooth broke off, he had to do a composite buildup around it because I wanted to be able to film and not have a missing tooth. Like, it totally matched the rest of my teeth. It looked totally normal. It was not that white.
We're going to skip forward a little bit because this is long, okay? There's a lot here, and we've filmed for a long time. But we're going to go to the part where she confronts Devin in the group chat where he sent all those waivers. I love the group chat. I bet you he sold it too as like, you have access to like me. Like, you can talk to me, ask me whatever. It's like MLM.
Lifetime membership to having me as a mentor.
Yeah, exactly. Oh my God. This
Again,
is going to be good.
based on the person that taught me, Devon the Wizard. Devon the Wizard. You can look him
You
up.
stressing that his name is Devon the Wizard is really not helping your case.
Devon the Wizard. I'm going to look him up. Go ahead.
On Instagram, he runs VBS Smiles Cosmetics. Based on what he said, I did not need a dental degree to be able to do this because I wasn't shaving down people's real teeth. So I was completely blindsided when I seen this video of me blasted on TikTok and everybody commented and it blowing up and them being like, oh my God, you know, she's not a real dentist, this is a fraud, or you're going to jail, blah, 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 blah. I didn't know, okay?
How do you not know? Quick Google search. You had no doubts that this was a little too good to be true? I can make $100,000 a year doing this teeth thing that I learned in 4 hours.
Why did dentists even go to school? I don't get it.
4 hours and some YouTube videos.
I obviously reached out to Devon and the Veneer Tech group, and I was like, yo, what is going on? Like, I don't want to get in trouble for any of this. Y'all made it seem like, you know, we was good to be able to do this.
You gave us the certificate.
Like,
what else
we
was
weren't
I
gonna
supposed
be able
to
to
do?
get in any trouble. So why exactly is this happening right now? Okay, now I'm inserting text messages from our group chat of me basically putting this video in there and being like, yo, what is this? What's going on? And him basically saying that people are haters and that this girl here was a hater and that she was mad that she wasn't making money. It was all about the money to him, okay?
Clearly.
It just kept coming back to being about money. Money.
No shit.
So I ended up losing my text messages because I got a new phone. So I had one of the other text from our class screenshot and send me the older messages from when we was in. So here's what it says here.
Oh my God. So first of all, the other person in the group chat clearly didn't get the memo that Devon the Tech has changed his name to Devon the Wizard, but I digress. Devon the Tech says, customer always right. He only had 14 teeth in his mouth. And don't let people record while you're working in their mouth. And then someone else says, yes, always make disgruntled clients happy at all cost. And then Devon the Wizard says, she stopped fixing the missing tooth, so he told. Then this girl says, oh wow, this is a lot to think about. Definitely not trying to get sued. And then Devon the Wizard says, don't be scared to give people your money back. You will win in the end. Win what exactly, Devon the Wizard? Just take care of your people. Devon the Wizard, that's not very reassuring, but...
How did you not just think, like, I'm going to jail? Like, I would have read that and been like, what did I fucking get wrapped up in right now? He's basically saying, don't record anything and, like, have evidence. Like, don't do that.
It's right up there with, everyone paying cash, so there's no paper trail.
Paying cash on the download, no Zelle, no Venmo, nothing. No paper trail.
Have them turn off their cell phone location?
Make sure they didn't tell anyone where they were going.
So you can see a lot of red flags in here.
Yeah, you
This is
can.
Devon the Tech.
But also, girl, there has been so many red flags already.
I think you
This
might
is like
be
the
colorblind.
50th red flag.
He's saying, don't let people record while you're working in their mouth, huh? You know, it was just starting to become real, like, weary because he kept basically saying that she was a hater, like, still do your work, just be careful with who you do, not to say yes to every client.
Only the ones that are, like, stupid and seem like they're not going to sue you?
That's
How do you
crazy.
decide which client to do?
And just basically saying, you know, get your money and get out. Oh, wait. So in the next one, I'm going to show you where he says, basically, get your money and rack up your money and then get out the business.
Shut up.
What great business advice. So this girl says, WTF, this is scary. I never knew this was illegal. And he says, I give my customer whatever they want. This is not to scare or discourage anyone. Just be on your shit. I'm not letting nothing stop me.
That's clear.
We
That's
can
clear,
tell, Devon.
You're a go-getter.
You wizard, you.
A little bit too much.
And Devon the Wizard says, get your money and invest in the next thing. Because after that, they can't sue you. What? Oh, she's saying they can't sue you if she has her DA.
Yeah, I
but,
think so.
Again, I think they can because I don't think dental assistants are allowed to do veneers. But okay, sure.
And this is Milani speaking. We're seeing it from a third-party perspective because, like she said, she wasn't the one who actually screenshotted these, but this is her being like, what the fuck? Like, what's going on? Oh my God. Devon says, scared money don't make money. And then someone else responded, no giving up. We gonna get this money.
Devon says, I know people making close to $1 million a year doing this with no type of background. Oh my God. I know plenty of criminals. It's fine.
In all caps, he says, get your money. You can make a 20 in a month and buy a food truck. Wait, what? Not the investment suggestions.
Not the career pivot. A food truck?
He is a monster. This is crazy.
This is insane. Be smart with it. Like you are, Devon? This is not a good paper trail for you. Not a good look. Then someone says, don't give up, just be cautious of your clients.
Why are we taking advice from you again? She's like, don't give up, because I'm not giving up and we all shouldn't give up and we should dig our claws into this career for dear life and just hope for the best. Like, what is this weird pep talk?
I've invested so much money and haven't had one paying set of veneers yet, but I keep trying because I want to pay myself back for investing in this venture. So it's going really well for all of Devon's students. Then Milani says, I barely made 1,000 back. I think it's covered from the last client I did just for promo.
That's insane. So those are the messages she shows. I am flabbergasted, gobsmacked by Devon's messages, actually.
By far the most outrageous was just invest in a food truck. Like the obvious transition from veneer
I mean,
teching,
obviously, period. No, and the other person just like completely in denial. Like, I invested and I haven't gotten a cent back, but I will. And don't you fucking doubt it. We can't give up. Misery loves company.
The business is going to start rolling in any day now.
But that's pretty much it. Now, she does have a final part that I do want to watch because I think this is like wrapping everything up.
Got my veneers done by him, which I do have another story time about that, on how this started to mess up and started to give me other dental problems.
Shocker. Not such a wizard, is he?
Literally, like.
Because now it's been about a year and a half since I got these done by him. I went over the fact that I got my certificate, that I got my paperwork from the board saying that I got sued. I went over the class. I went over the equipment, everything that I bought, where I bought it from. I went over the fact that I literally was just scrolling on TikTok one day and happened to see, you know, everybody talking about these veneer techs and how you don't trust them and how this person is getting a 2-day.
I think that the research step is supposed to come before you start doing it.
Yeah,
But,
yeah, agree.
I just a hunch.
I'm not gonna sit here and be like, oh yeah, all these people are wrong and I'm right. I'm not an idiot, okay? So I then did my own
Debatable.
research. I did my research based on all the other videos that was being posted, and I realized how serious this was. And I was like, oh my God, okay. I basically got scammed because I didn't think that this was as serious as I thought it was. He even said that this was something that could be reversed because, again, we didn't shave anybody's real teeth down. So he's told us the tools on how you can actually shave down and take off people's veneers if they no longer want them. At this point, I was completely done. I stopped promoting. I did not do any more clients.
Good.
The group chat basically went ghost because everybody stopped replying in the group chat. Everybody stopped coming in there and asking their questions, and just everybody stopped. Everything was at a halt. Like nobody was continuing.
No one needed
to work
any more food
except
truck
Devon.
recommendations.
I'm still watching this man
Get his money.
get all these clientele and still making a shit ton of fucking money. Originally located in Atlanta. I seen him post saying that he was relocating to Miami.
No.
And that he was
Of course he went to Florida. There's only a few options where he would have gone. Texas is the other one.
Yeah.
to be about a month, and that he was out of there and he was moving everything that he was doing from Atlanta to Miami. Which just was a little bit weird because I'm like, business is absolutely booming for you in Atlanta.
He's
So
escaping the feds.
Literally.
what I guess is that maybe he got some sort of paperwork like I did, got
love that
sued
she's
by
calling it
somebody because he
paperwork.
done a million more clients than I have, okay? I'm assuming that maybe he started to get in trouble in Atlanta and that he just uprooted because he had a lot of money, he was making a lot of money, and uprooted and started fresh in Miami.
With a food truck.
Oh my God.
So now he's in Miami, back to promoting, back to doing teeth, back to still offering these one-on-one classes for not $2,500 now, but $3,500 now to learn how to become a veneer tech. Now, at this point, my blood is starting to boil a little. It's giving a little bit of hater on my end, if you want to say that.
I wouldn't call her a hater. I'm just so confused because even now that she knows that this is an illegal thing, she still doesn't really seem to get it.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like she is a little bit not only gullible, and I mean, can't fault you for that, girl, been there. First of all, you know what I'm actually curious about though? Is like, she doesn't really, I mean, we didn't see every part in depth, but she didn't really touch on the lawsuit much. I do find it interesting that the dental...
I think there's probably a reason for that.
Well, the thing is, like, it's kind of insane that the dental board would seek someone like her out. Like, especially when, so, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if they're cracking down on veneer techs in general and just getting everybody they can.
No, but that's, I mean, she does seem most frustrated that it's like, he's not getting in trouble, but she is.
That is what the vibe I'm getting, which like totally valid.
Which, you know, I mean, I feel like there's some other concerns here too.
You know, though, I wouldn't say that wouldn't happen though, because maybe the feds or something are watching him, because you know how like FBI like has to allow
like, I was
crime
kidding, but like I wasn't.
No, I wouldn't be surprised at all. That's completely a scam, and you're potentially damaging like people's health. Like, not potentially, you are. She said she has fucking dental issues, so I don't know.
And it gives similar vibes to So Mink, because we weren't the only people that covered her. So as soon as she started getting a little heat, then she wiped her website. She wiped her socials. Everything disappeared for a while.
Yep.
And then like a month ago, I found out that she just rebranded and it's all the same shit on a different website.
Yeah. And I do think that, you know, that's pretty much it. That's like the whole like gist of it. But I do think it's interesting to see this perspective of someone that became a veneer tech, because we talked about, like we said, like just the logic they had to have been lacking in order to even fall into a position like this. And although I could feel for her, and she did stop when she found out it was illegal, I can't imagine a full grown adult in this world thinking that that's like totally normal. I just think that people like Devon ultimately are the real criminals. Like, yes, she did do a few clients who may have dental issues because of her, but
it is kind of wild though that it feels like her whole like moral of the story here is just like she got scammed.
Yeah.
There was a lot of red flags that should have alerted you to the fact that this was not a legit thing. And I think she did it because it's like she just wanted this to work so badly and like needed it to work. So she just chose to not look into it as much as she should, which is sad to a certain extent, but also the fact that her main thing is I got scammed. Like, if this happened to me, I would be like profusely apologizing and like for not only the people that I worked on directly, but like perpetuating this entire scam.
She promoted it to people. Yeah.
Yeah, like not only the profession itself, but like getting people into the classes and convincing other people they can do it. And like just feeding this entire beast of an illegal operation. Like, yeah, maybe you got scammed, but also like you should have done your research. Like, what do you mean you looked it up after? And then she basically like falls back on like, well, they gave me a certificate. Girl, that doesn't mean anything. That shouldn't have been enough for you to think that you were qualified to like go into people's mouths.
I do agree that Devon is the ultimate villain in the sense that he obviously at all costs, and he knows better, but at all costs is misleading so many people in the name of just making money and a quick buck. I think that he's the ultimate villain, but do I think that she
like
played a part and like kind of like skimmed over that? But like, yeah, you promoted it. You said that like you helped boom his business, which I don't know if that's true or not, but if that is a reality, like you said, you should fucking feel bad for that. That is insane. Like you should be like, what the hell did
it doesn't
I do?
feel like she's apologizing
no
or taking any kind of accountability. Like,
and this isn't an MLM where you're selling shitty essential oils to someone. You're in someone's mouth. You could cause dental issues. You're experiencing dental issues. And again, you trusted in someone who put something in your mouth that broke off in a week. I don't get it. And I can't pretend to get it.
I think the moral of the story is that if you are going to get any teeth work, specifically veneers done, make sure that, you know, they have more than a certificate of completion from someone named Donovan the Wizard, and they actually went to dental school and aren't going to fuck up your mouth and then potentially your life after they convince you to become one too.
But moving on to We Love the Internet, because we gotta end this show, girl. We've been here a hot minute. I have one. I don't know if we've ever gotten copyrighted for the instrumental version of What I Was Made For by Billie Eilish. Hopefully not, because this is so sweet and I can't. That song literally tears me up. The instrumental version even more.
Fuck, like, I actually think we might have before.
Did we? Well, you could just put a sad song.
I'll figure out something, but know that that's what it was.
It's a sweet song, but that's what it was. And this is a TikTok where the caption says, "My neighbor's dog, Bo, requires a kiss on his nose before eating his food, and my heart cannot handle it."
Okay, not our For You pages like lining up now.
I know.
I've definitely seen this one too.
You have?
Yeah. Any dog one you've seen, I have already seen. Come on.
It's so cute. He won't do it. He won't start eating until she kisses him. My heart. Oh my God. So freaking cute. And honestly, what got me, because a lot of times something I'll watch is sweet, but then I'll see a comment and it just makes me bawl, and that's what did it here. There was a comment that said, "The fact that he got a kiss on the nose often enough that to him it became part of his routine makes me so happy for him." Kill me. I can't.
I will say it doesn't compare to that. It's not as cute, because the fact that self-control around food that he would be willing, that's like a huge thing. But whenever I take Max on a walk, I put his harness on. As soon as I finish buckling him, without fail, every time I go, and a kiss. And he knows, and he looks up and gives me a kiss, and then we leave.
Stop it. That's so cute.
I'll see if I can film
Hershey's not a kisser. Kathleen always hated that. She would come over. She's like, why doesn't he kiss me? He's just never been a kisser. Like,
Well, he doesn't
wanna
lick.
you.
He just like puts his nose up, and then I just kiss him.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, do you want one that's like funny or just cute?
Well, I brought the cute. You should bring the funny.
Okay,
That's how I
so
feel.
this girl, I know you've probably seen her before. She is just so on the nose with millennial, like not making fun of millennials because she is one, but like reminiscing on like things that millennials did, or like making fun of like when millennial fashion comes back and she's like acting like the, like, yes, I was there kind of thing. This one, I literally watched it and I almost sent it to my like college group chat, except I was like, no, they all have kids now and don't. I'm not gonna bother them. But then literally one of them, without me bringing it up, sent it to me 2 days later, because this, and this is gonna be embarrassing to admit, this is my college experience. To a T.
Oh my God.
It's very much gives like how you drink when you are not living at home and you're living with like your friends, and it's just a free for all, and there's concerning behavior maybe going on.
Oh yeah, been there. Definitely been there.
By the way, her name is Over the Moon Faraway. And I like guarantee you, if you're even remotely this age, you have seen some of her videos before.
I think somebody stole my iPod at Afties. It's not in the dock. I poured out the tub of jungle juice this morning from our pregame, and there was a ton of chewed gum at the bottom. By the way, where's Lexi? She's asleep under the kitchen table. Oh, is that what's under my skull scarf? Yeah, I gave it to her as a blanket. But don't worry, I kicked her. She's alive. Facebook album title. Don't worry, I kicked her. She's alive. I just remembered you're the one who spilled Four Loko on my boots. Yeah, how many Four Lokos did you drink? Enough to make out with that guy that I thought was Polly D. I forgot about the Jersey Shore theme park. Speaking of Jersey Shore, did one of you try to flush a bump it down the toilet? I was wondering where that went. Who wants to go to McDonald's?
The last one is me.
Why did we drink that hard?
I'm
It's
like,
too much.
everything about this, I was like, yes, the skull scarf.
Because think about it, to have a hangover when you're that young too, it's like you had to have drank a lot because you were basically invincible at that age.
Literally the best part, although painful in the morning, and obviously I struggled particularly with hangovers. We always loved the morning recap. Like the morning debrief was always one of the most fun parts.
I know.
Like that's where the
It's like,
bonding
what the fuck
came
did we
into
even
play.
do? That's what's gonna happen after the Sabrina Carpenter concert. We're gonna have the next morning to talk about what happened. Anyway, well, we made it to the end, guys. If you made it to the end with us, we appreciate you very much for sticking with us through all of whatever this was. Anyway, we hope you had a wonderful weekend, and as always, we will see you on Friday.
Hopefully.
Bye.
Cheers.